persons killed by unidentified gunmen in Muya in the southwest regional chief town, Boya. This is the most recent killing incident in the parts of the country, notably the Anglophone parts of the country, as the Anglophone crisis continues deepening, and the celebration of the 34th edition of the International Women's Day in those parts of the country is marred by the deepening crisis, and the fight against the Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo is hindered by the crisis rocking that country. Those were our top stories. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this edition of the 6 p.m. Primetime Newscast on Equinoxe Television, live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. I am BABILA Jonathan. We begin in the southwest regional chief town, Boya, where 3 men have been killed by gunmen. They were killed in the Munya neighborhood. An innocent as a report that they were mistaken for smokers of Indian hemp.
While the Women's Day witnessed a fanfare celebration in other regions of the country, that was not the case in Anglophone Cameroon. It was sorrow that arrested women, children and men in Moya, in Boya, for instance. This crowd in agony is transporting corpses of 3 men to a police station. Sources say some unidentified men dressed in military wear stormed the locality precisely behind Mount Carmel College and opened fire on these civilians under the pretext they constitute a group of smokers who use the place as their hideout. They were later advised by one of them not to carry the corpses to the police station. Lawless killing that has repeated itself for the 3rd time similar way in Boya. Last year, many smokers were arbitrarily murdered in Bakori and Boya town in the same manner. A cold and bloody Women's Day in Boya since the eve.
And calls for an end to the continuous bloodshed, killings, and of course destruction of properties, burning down of houses and villages, and abductions dominated the celebration of the 34th edition of the International Women's Day in the southwest region of the country. Today, turnout was very timid. Boya-based correspondent Derek Jato reports.
We repent for the mass killings all over this nation, done as a means of seeking our own justice.
Dressed in black and just a meter from a heavily equipped gendarme officer, this spouse of the clergyman in Boya starts the 2019 Women's Day celebration here with the call for repentance, drop of arms, end killings, and run to God.
And drop down our weapons, and we embrace the mercy of God, which was demonstrated through the blood of Jesus. Amen.
Later, the lone artist of the day also took the stage on peace. In her address, the Southwest Regional Delegate for Women Empowerment and the Family, Madam Judith Mofa, said God remains the only pillar for the collapsing Northwest and Southwest regions to lean on.
We have hope that it's only God who can redress the situation and restore peace in our country.
It needed women with extra courage to come out this day in Boya. Dr. Muhammadu, the Secretary General at the Southwest Governor's Office, who represented the Southwest Governors, saluted this bravery.
To use this opportunity to applaud and salute your courage and determination to have come out in your numbers to honor this day and make it a great success.
In a security-tight atmosphere, the 2019 Women's Day unfolded here in Boya history as women associations with peace plans begging for that peace that is today an absent luxury. The day also saw Madam Anne Munjong being awarded as the Woman of the Year for her works toward peace building in the Southwest region. Boya was alive this March 8, but not active, as many business centers did not open for fear of the unknown, and most streets too were also deserted.
And several women in the Meme Division, Southwest region of the country, boycotted the celebration of the 34th edition of the International Women's Day in the regional, or better still, in the divisional headquarters. Kumba turnout was very timid, and the celebration, of course, took place amid tight security as a result of the unstable socio-political atmosphere in that part of the country. Smanjikan Gebre has more.
Kumba, chief town of Meme Division, March 8, 2019. Security is at its top as most women stay away from the celebration of their day. The grandstand is almost empty, with very limited women present to commemorate the Women's Day due to the ongoing crisis. The few who came out, sources say, are mostly civil servants. The presiding official, First Assistant Senior Divisional Officer for Meme, was glad with the timid turnout of the women.
Congratulate, first of all, the women who decided to arrive here despite of threats they are receiving through the social media. They challenge those threats. They are sending the message to other women that the security is there. Let them fight the fear that is with them.
The march past that ensued was thrilled by this group of women who dumped their Women's Day cloth to wear black to show their disappointment at the government that has decided to give a deaf ear to the crisis in the Northwest and Southwest region. The event ended with a march past of several groups of women, amongst them women from the police force in Kumba.
Turnout was equally low at the commercial venue ceremonial ground in the Northwest regional capital Bamenda, as well as other parts of the region. And of course, this is because of the Anglophone crisis that has continued deepening with continuous gun battles between pro-independence fighters and elements of the National Armed Forces, killings going on in the region, as well as destruction of properties, burning down of villages. And this is why several women in the Northwest region of the country, like those in the Southwest region, simply stayed back at home today. Some, notably members of the Northwest and Southwest Women's Task Force, called for a boycott of that event, indicating that there is no reason to celebrate at a time when women are going through severe torture, severe suffering as a result of the deepening Anglophone crisis. And they have called on the Yaoundé administration to do everything possible as soon as possible before things get out of hand. Here in the economic capital of the country, Douala women have called on government to provide urgent solutions to the crisis in the Northwest and Southwest regions of the country. This is one of the issues that came to the top during the celebration of that day at the Beseke Valley ceremonial ground here in Douala, as we hear in this report compiled by For Me Armstrong Sanda.
With a very timid turnout compared to previous editions, women from all walks of life answered present at the ceremonial ground in Douala, though their minds were in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon.
That war for that side for northwest and southwest, we just pray the president of this republic to take that people, that army, to stop war, to tell them to stop killing people in my side in southwest. I'm coming from Kumba, especially from Bonge Road. People, they are dying every day. I'm just praying, Papa God, and the President of the Republic, Paul Biya, to take that army, to take them to keep down their gun.
The women who took part in the March Past exercise in the city of Douala called on competent authorities to end the war that has caused untold suffering to women in particular and the inhabitants of the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon in general.
The war drive me out from Kumba, and all this time all my people, they are in the house, in my house in Dogbo. All of them, they are there because of war. Please, President Pobia, I'm talking to you today. Please, may this war stop.
Nous demandons au gouvernement de faire tout pour qu'il y ait la paix, l'harmonie entre nous.
Women in Douala say it is frustrating to know that those in the northwest and southwest regions now live with their children in bushes as a result of the war.
Imaginez, une maman avec ses enfants en brousse, est-ce que c'est normal? C'est pas bien.
At the Beseke ceremonial ground in Douala, the 34th edition of the International Women's Day failed to witness the usual enthusiasm that characterized such days. Most women say they were only compelled to participate by their respective associations.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us. In Talking Points, we are receiving a female entrepreneur, a humanitarian, Dr. Belinda BABILA. You're from the United States of America. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Oh, you're from the U.S., as I indicated, and you've observed how Women's Day is celebrated there. How is it celebrated?
Well, I think it's quite similar to the way it's done over here. Loads and loads of activities, loads and loads of women empowerment activities, really. And it's a moment where women are more sensitized on the, on the values of a woman, on the importance of a woman. And I think I saw loads of that as well in Cameroon.
Do we have parades?
Absolutely, yes, they do. Yes.
Drinking and dancing and so on.
Well, they do have formal nights, but they don't do the normal drinking at bars, because obviously we don't have open air bars like that. So yeah, but they do have social activities.
What's your take about how it's celebrated in Cameroon?
Well, I think Cameroon has my take on it is what I would suggest is for the ladies to get really empowered during the entire week, and then at the end of the week, on the actual day, for them to celebrate, because I believe you should celebrate post achievement. So I would suggest that the women get loads and loads of workshop sessions, loads and loads of conference seminars and conferences on different women empowerment topics, and then celebrate on the actual day post the match. All
right, in order to turn down some of the things that are hindering women from...
Absolutely, because I believe that every year, a woman should leave from a level A to a level B, and it's only going to happen through sensitization, through seminars, workshops, and talks, and then plus empowerment, obviously, but, just for it to be a routine every year, I believe it should be innovated. There should be some new innovations, and then testimonials, like re-evaluations. See where they are every year, and then suggest more innovative ideas, so the women begin to grow every year, not just the march and then that's it.
All right, and today, women across the country were, of course, celebrating with others, their peers around the world, but many of those in the southwest and northwest were not celebrating. Some are in the bushes, some are in very, very horrible conditions.
Yeah, actually, that really saddens my heart, because this is an international day of the woman. It's not just a Cameroonian day. It's being celebrated across the globe. And it really hurts or pains my heart that some women in this nation are going through what they're going through. So my cry or what we do at BBF Foundation, which is I'm the founder and CEO, is this year we are commemorating with our sisters, our fallen sisters, who are going through crisis in the Northwest, the Southwest, and the refugees. We launched a 1,000 bag of rice campaign in the States, and the essence is on this day, on the week like this, to go.
You're a humanitarian, founder, and of course president of the Belinda BABILA Foundation.
Yes, I am.
And you have been meeting with these internally displaced persons as well as the refugees in Nigeria. What have they been telling you?
Yeah, we took an outreach in Nigeria back in December 16th, 13th through the 17th. And it's really, 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 really pathetic. I mean, just to imagine you just waking up one day and seeing yourself in a strange land. I mean, your entire investment gone, your house gone, and you're going into a land where you have no idea how the next meal will come from every day. I mean, everything you've worked for in your entire. Sometimes I put myself in their shoes, empathetically, and and it really hurts my heart to see that people have become victim of circumstances that they never vouched for. But it's there, it's happening. What do we do from here? BBF, we're just solution providers to all the crises in the community. So
what's your evaluation of their situation?
The situation is bad. The condition is bad. We went there, we did a medical outreach / social rehabilitative outreach. The medical facilities there, they had absolutely no medicines. The kids in there sit on the floor. The schools, I mean,
You're talking about the refugees in Nigeria.
The refugees in Nigeria, yes. There's food issues. That particular camp, we went to Ogoja camp in Cross River. That camp houses 10,000 refugees. And in there, it has about 2,000 to 3,000 kids. Kids in there are not even vaccinated. Kids go to school sitting on the floor. No shoes. I mean, no clothing. People are dying in the camp because at some point, UNHCR is kind of helping but cannot meet the entire need. So they really, really, really need help as far as sustaining them, as far as empowering them, because as we speak, there's over 10,000 of them there. People have emerged from all backgrounds and they are in one place. So they need to be empowered so that we don't get unwanted pregnancy. We don't get guys that's looting just to survive. So we had about 500 names given to us for empowerment. The truth is,
and back in the country, have you been able to meet some of them who are in the bushes or
in the country? We're doing, in commemoration of the Women's Day, we're doing on Sunday in Mabanda, we're doing a call. Oh my God, I have to get the name. A call. I'll get the name for you.
In Bonaberi.
In Bonaberi, we're doing an outreach where we're inviting all the internally displaced to come get some perishable food, non-perishable food items. So, I mean, we know how expensive life it is in Douala, and they've all left and they're living with relatives or whoever they're living with. It's just to sustain them. That's our own way to condone with our sisters in the Northwest and the Southwest.
Did they tell you that so far they have received some aid from government?
Well, not that I'm aware of. So we are a private charity, so we don't really we don't get all that correlation with the government. We just work with the people on ground.
All right, and
hand in hand.
You have been really putting your efforts.
Yes, we have.
Putting together a lot of things to get some help to these people in the bushes, those who are in several parts of the country, and those who are in Nigeria and so on. How far do you intend to go with these efforts that you're making?
Well, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Need number one is food. You can't go for so long without food. Empowerment to me is the least right now. You cannot even go get empowerment if you don't have the strength. So we're focused on the short-term goal of at least maintaining them. Let them just stay healthy. Because what if they can't eat and then we all lose everybody before the crisis stops? So we're focusing on the fact that we need to sustain their lives. And their lives can only be sustained through them being able to feed and having basic needs. Basic needs of, food, clothing, basic healthcare needs, just basic survivor needs. That's all we're focusing on right now because the resources are quite limited. We need a lot of help. We are being swamped. Our phone lines are going crazy. There is requests everywhere, but it's just us. It's not easy.
It's very challenging.
Quite challenging. I mean, so we're really calling on the well-wishers of Cameroon to join us. Viewers around the world, this is real. People are in pain. People are in suffering. We could not have come here and celebrate and be all party, knowing that our brothers and sisters in the Northwest and Southwest are in deprivation. I mean, humanistic. I mean, like, just being a human. To me, you don't even need to be a humanitarian. I mean, the Bible calls us to love our neighbors as ourselves. So we just empathize and put ourselves in their shoe and just do the little bit that we can, and God takes the glory. At the end of the day, it's just sustaining somebody in pain, sustaining somebody in need. It doesn't have to be the Anglophones only or the Northwest. We do this everywhere there's need, everywhere there's a crisis. We go out. We are strictly humanitarian. We don't do politics.
All right.
We're a strictly humanitarian agency. We're a Christian humanitarian agency, and we work under the mandates of God. So we're just going out to wipe tears and restore, just put a smile back on people's faces.
Okay, with regards to the very difficult situation that you're painting, and of course the fact that what you're doing now cannot permanently solve the problems that these internally displaced persons and the refugees have, and of course the fact that there is need for a long-term solution to the crisis. What will you tell the Yaoundé administration? What will you tell the authorities of this country, and why not the international community? Well,
right now, I would really urge, or I would really plead for dialogue. Let's get a solution to this. There is nothing that cannot be solved without dialogue. I think it is still possible. Let's have a peaceful dialogue and get a long-lasting solution to the crisis that's going on in our nation. Cameroon is a very peaceful country. It has always known peace. We don't even know how we got ourselves into this, but we're in it, and we believe that there's solutions are available. The leaders need to get together and seek out a long-lasting solution. Blood is being shed. Leaders of tomorrow are being killed. The leaders of tomorrow are the youth of today. They are being killed. There is loads and loads of unrest going on. It is not healthy for the nation. It is not healthy for the world as a whole. Let's end all this crisis. Let's seek solution. Let's seek peace.
Dr. Belinda BABILA, entrepreneur, and of course humanitarian founder and president of the Belinda BABILA Foundation. Thanks for coming all the way from the United States.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us. That's it for today.